Hey, yeah, you. Hey, listen, I need you to understand this, and I need you to understand this right now because this has been going on way too long and it needs to stop. Okay? You have no competition. Not one, not two, not a lot, zilch, none. You have no competition. And before you start telling me all the lies you've been telling yourself, I need you to throw them all out the window because I don't want to hear it. And by the way, just to solidify this in your brain, let's write it down. Get your pen and let's write it down. Right. I have zero competition. Okay? Zero competition. Zero. I have zero competition. You don't have any. And I don't want you to keep thinking that you do have competition because it's not true. It is not true. It's like, it's what we were taught when we were younger. And basically, this is where it came from, right? So remember that book that Darwin wrote, about evolution and all that. And he's talking about survival of the strongest. I mean, years down to our time, we say survival of the fittest, but what he actually wrote was survival of the strongest, which he didn't actually write the book. Somebody else wrote it and he just attached his name to it. And if you don't believe me, just Google it. So when that theory hit the world, a lot of people ran with it because it proved to them that they can take advantage of other people by saying, oh, I'm stronger than you, so you have to do what I say. It's not true. And you've been living your life this entire time thinking that you're in competition with everybody, when honestly, you're only in competition with yourself. So think about all of the competitions that you've entered. And in my case, I've entered a lot. I used to do track and field. That's a competition in itself. I used to do netball. That's a whole competition in itself. Who's going to be the best. I did a whole lot of, I did a pageant. I did a whole lot of talent shows. And there was this particular one that I did a few years ago. And my main thought every week was, I need to win this and get the prize. I need to win this. I need to win this. I need to win this. And you know what happened? I didn't win it. I lost. And yes, I was in the top, whatever the hell it was, but I lost. And you know how I reacted? I was pissed. Like, pissed. I didn't even tell the person who won, congratulations. That's how pissed I was, because that proved that I wasn't the best and I was in competition with everyone else and couldn't see that it really was a networking event, because we were all doing the same thing. We were all going after the same goal. And instead of creating that community together, we fought against each other, and it was like a fight to the death for me. And I only really know and keep up with 2 people from that. And it's funny because sometimes we don't even remember how we met. But in that moment, I was pissed that I didn't win. And the same goes for another competition I joined, and I didn't win. And it goes to show that when we're pitted against each other, the only thing we're thinking about is, hey, I want to win, I want the prize, and I have to be the best. When really, we are here to work together. And I know this is hard to hear. It really is. It's hard to hear because it's not what we've been taught. It's the we've been taught the opposite. For real, we've been taught the opposite. And for me to come say this to you right now, you're probably looking at me like, what the hell is she talking about? I have competition with my coworker. I have competition with the people I go to school with. I have competition with the people in my house. Like, I have to be the best. No, no. And if you don't get out of that mentality, you're going to be stuck in it for the rest of your life. Like, we've been taught to live in a dog eat dog world, and that literally has been the thing that I've been told since I was growing up, where it's like, oh, if you are not aggressive and if you don't do this and if you don't do that, you're not going to get what you want. When it's not told, if you work with other people and you help lift somebody up, in turn, you will lift yourself up because you're learning something new. We're not taught that. We're taught trample on that person in order to get where you want to go. Now, look at everybody around you who's living that mentality. How far are they really? And then look at everyone who is helping another person and look how far they are. Do the evaluation yourself to see that cooperation works better than competition. Competition does nothing other than tear each other down. And that's not living in a cohesive environment. And if you want to be the best person that you are, you need to work with other people. Because guess what? Different perspectives matter. And when you decide to go through things by yourself and don't include other people's opinion and other people's perspective on things, there's a lot of things that you're going to miss out. Because guess what? You don't know everything. And you'll never know everything. Because your experience is different from somebody else. And what somebody else go through and what they've learned when they're younger, you may never go through that experience. But if you guys are working together, that brings you guys closer to where it's like, hey, I would never have thought about solving this issue this way, but because you've had experience in this, I can learn from you instead of going through that experience myself. I'm learning from you. It's like, look at it this way. You see, all the people that you look up to, right? Everyone, the people you read about, the people you watch movies about, every single one of them. You look up to them for a reason. And maybe you're thinking, hey, I want to be just like this person. That's good and grand. But when you think, hey, I want to beat this person and make that person seem like what they did wasn't shit, then guess what? You already lost your path. Because you're out to prove something to somebody who's already done it and have moved on to something else. You're picking up whatever they put down and continuing their journey. You're not beating them. You're continuing their legacy because you're inspired by them. So that means you are going to continue their work. I bet you never thought of it that way, huh? So when you think about looking at looking at the competition around you and looking at what they do, and you see this a lot, especially in the internet world, blogging and YouTube and just, marketing in general. The main question is, who is your competition? It's not, the question that's not asked is, who is your inspiration? Because those people that you're looking at as competition, they are your inspiration. And when you see them doing something that makes no sense to you, but it's working, and you start to adopt that frame of mind, and it starts working for you, you were inspired by them. You are not trampling them to get where you're going, because both you guys are two different trains on two different tracks. You have a different route and they have a different route. You're never going to collide. And even if you think you're going to collide, it's normally close to where you're like, oh, hey, you should know this because this is going to help down the road. I saw something down the road where, you're going that way. So look out for that. It's to pass on information. You're not in competition with anybody. And the more you keep that thought alive, the more you're going to be stuck. The more you're going to be stuck. So here's the thing. When you're thinking that you are trying to beat somebody else, that different train on that different track, when you think, oh, I'm going to race faster than them and get where they're going faster than them, all they're thinking about is working on getting where they want to go. They're not concerned about you, but you made it your responsibility to be concerned about them. Now, is that truly living your life, or are you living a life that is inspired by them? Which one is it? Because at this point, I'm not seeing that you're living for yourself. So you tell me, are you living for yourself by viewing other people as competition, or are you living for yourself by viewing them as collaborators and inspiration? Which one? So you know what? Next time you think you have competition with anyone, just know that you're lying to yourself. Like lying to yourself. And you are keeping up this illusion that, hey, it's survival of the fittest, survival of the strongest, a dog-eat-dog world. It is not. Everything works together. Look at nature. Look at nature. You think all the trees outside are fighting the sky to get some water? No. The sky work together to give the tree the water, and then when the trees come and they get the water, right? They get the water, they don't keep all of it for themselves. They share it with one another. And guess what? If one tree is dying, the other healthy trees are going to help that one from dying. So if nature can live in cooperation, why can't we as humans? They don't see each other as competition. Like the lion who's chasing that poor little animal, they don't see each other as competition. They see, hey, I need to eat, okay? And okay, I'm going to sacrifice this in order to do this, and I need to eat. But at the same time, they don't think that I'm in competition with you. And because you come and attack me and kill one of my young just so you can feed your family, that means we're in competition. We're not. It's about time you start changing that mentality, because it's not helping you. It's not helping you. It's pushing people away from you when you think that you're in competition with everybody. You're not. You're not even in competition with yourself. Because every day you learn something new, and every new thing that you learn, it pushes you to be a better person. Now, if you need help and you forget, and you keep on forgetting that no one is your competition, come back and watch this video. Again and again and again, every time you need reassurance. It will be here for you, because you need to understand that. And the more you understand that, the more we can live together with everyone peacefully. The more we can collaborate and create beautiful things. The more we can do all of that together. So whenever you need it, come back and watch this, just to boost yourself back up and to remind yourself that You're not in competition with anybody. Okay? So until next video chat with Jody, that's all I have to say. Bye.